So you may not realize how good the Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus are until you finally held and used either of them. Then you begin to see that a lot of the negative things said about the phones just fade away. I know this is true because a good number of the reviewers who bashed this phone before having a hands-on experience completely changed their narrative after owning the device. So first off, let's start with what you get. In the box, you get the device, you get a USB-C to USB-C data cable, you got a travel adapter that charges at 25 watts, you got a USB Type-C earphone by AKG, you've got pen tips and tweezers to remove your pen tips, you got a clear cover case, an ejector pin, protective film that's already applied to the phone, and you get some paperwork. Now this phone is fast and there's literally nothing that you throw at it that it can't handle. Samsung upgraded the internal storage on the Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus to a UFS 3.0 storage, and although the OnePlus 7 also uses the storage type, Samsung's UFS 3.0 storage absolutely blows the OnePlus's in terms of read and write speed. Everything is fast. I mean, gaming is absolutely amazing on the Note 10 Plus. I've practically thrown every demanding task at this phone and it's held up under every pressure that I could conjure. To give you proper perspective on how good the smartphone is, here are my observations over a period of a month using this phone. First up, the battery here is a champ. It's a 4,300 mAh battery, and thanks to the improvements in the Exynos 9825 processor that you have in there, it lasts all day. I typically achieve up to 6 to 8 hours of screen on time depending on my usage, and I often go to bed with about 20 to 25% of battery life left. Multitasking on this device is an absolute breeze, and you mostly don't think of how you're going to get stuff achieved on these devices. You just do because they work really great. Now I want to talk about some reviewers saying that this is the most disappointing Note from Samsung yet. I feel like those statements, in my opinion, are from reviewers who have not really had or used this device. If they have, over time they definitely changed their minds, just like Dave 2D did. These are some of the best designed and built devices in the market, and you cannot call that a failure. Agreed, the whole S Pen waving magic wand gesture thing is something you'd probably never use after you've tried it for the first time, but I'm talking about the device itself. It's absolutely a performer. One major thing I would have loved to see on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus was a 90Hz or 120Hz screen, but I guess Samsung is going to consider this for the S11 or the Note 11. This phone was built with creatives and corporate executives in mind, and it perfectly fits those roles. Talking about creatives and creativity, the Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus have quad cameras set up at the back of the device and a single selfie camera up front. Now the 10 megapixel selfie camera is also used as a face unlock camera, and I'm not quite sure what Samsung did to achieve this, but that thing works pretty great. It works 100% of the time in daylight or in darkness. I've also wondered how they achieved the ambience feature on the device, seeing that there are no visible sensors on the front of the device. But I discovered that Samsung used a really ingenious method here. They put an infrared sensor underneath the screen just beside the front-facing camera, and you can see this in action when placing a call. Images from the selfie camera look great, churning out good-looking selfies almost all the time. You'd hardly be disappointed with the result from the 10 megapixel selfie camera. Images look gorgeous and can be compared to what you get from flagships out there like the iPhone XS Max. Now the rear camera system spots a triple camera setup including a 12 megapixel wide, a 12 megapixel telephoto, and a 16 megapixel ultra wide camera, and a fourth depth vision camera for use in portrait and 3D scanning. These cameras produce very good images with its dynamic range producing very decent results. Now, as you can see from the images scrolling on your screen, you'd mostly get good images at least 8 out of every 10 shots. Most modes on this camera work pretty well, but I found that using the portrait mode with a background blur feature looks a bit weird compared to what you get from the likes of the Pixel and also the iPhone. You've got an inbuilt scene optimizer that helps you shoot better images in about 30 different modes, including but not limited to face, baby, person, dog, cat, food, people, beaches, sky, mountain, and etc. And they do a pretty decent job of optimizing the sceneries for the best possible shots. Now for the build, I have the Aura Glow version of the Note 10 Plus here, and that Aura Glow is freaking beautiful. Depending on how light hits the device, it produces a different color pattern, and it's just amazing. However, this phone is a super fingerprint board. You'd find yourself having to wipe it all the time. But the good thing is Samsung included a transparent TPU case in the box in my region. This case allows you to see the beauty of the device while providing some protection to the device. Samsung was also gracious to hand me over 2 cases, which includes the official cover case that allows you to see notifications and take calls and change music while closed. Then there's the bumper case that's also got a stand for watching videos without the need to hold your phone, and it also provides the much needed cover around the device. This case also has a lip on the top and bottom to raise the screen when you place it face down on a table. Let's talk about the S Pen. Now, what makes the Note a Note is that huge screen and the S Pen. And talking about the S Pen, it's a much more improved version from the Note 9. It's now got a gyroscope in its frame, allowing you to perform gestures without the need to touch your phone. You can do things like use it as your shutter button and taking pictures, change your camera modes, zoom in and out of the camera, and also switch from the rear to the front facing camera and vice versa. Now, one of my favorite things to do with the S Pen in both the rear and selfie mode is using the AR doodle mode. Now this allows me doodle or just draw silly stuff on my friends' faces, and it stays on them all the time. It's a fun feature to use. You could also use it as a professional if you're into something like interior decor and just want to note stuff at certain locations in a house, all the while recording your notes, and then play back what you've noted when you're back home or in your office. The S Pen also allows you to take notes and make creative drawings on that really huge, beautiful screen. And one more thing you can do is convert your handwritten notes to text using the built-in OCR feature in the phone, and that's pretty impressive. Let's talk about the screen for a bit. You have simply put the best display on any smartphone out there. It's a 6.8-inch Infinity O Super AMOLED Dynamic HDR display. It's HDR10 Plus certified, and it's got a total PPI of 498. It's utterly incredible. 4K video looks insane here, and watching high resolution HDR content on Netflix just looks absolutely beautiful. Gaming on this display is a joy to behold. Graphics in high-end games are mind-blowing, and you just don't realize how great it is until you play the same game on another smartphone. Then you get what I call brain lost. I mean, your brain just wants to go back to the Note 10 Plus. Now, the dynamic AMOLED display on the Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus received a certification from VDE Germany for 100% mobile color volume in the DCI-P3 color range, which means your images aren't washed out and you get unbelievably vivid colors regardless of different levels of brightness. Now let's talk about the audio in the Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus. I mean, you'll be very happy from the audio output here. You've got stereo speaker sounds by AKG using the external speakers, and you've also got ultra high quality 32-bit and DSD64 and 128-bit support for really high quality audio outputs. Audio playback supported on the Note 10 and Note 10 Plus includes MP3, M4A, 3GA, and I'll leave a full link to all the audio types supported below on your screen. Now, you've also got dual audio to connect 2 Bluetooth devices to the Galaxy Note 10 or Note 10 Plus to play audio through 2 devices simultaneously. Specs on the Galaxy Note 10 Plus are top of the line. You have the Exynos 9825 or Snapdragon 855 handling things in the processor department, and depending on your region, you get either of both processors. Both the Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus are IP68 water resistant, and they've got an in-display fingerprint reader. Now, in conclusion, the Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus are no doubt the best design and best looking smartphones on the market that you can get right now. And I mean that they look and feel very premium and have held up in my 1 month of use. If you didn't know already, I've made the Note 10 Plus my daily driver. I'm very impressed with these devices. If you'd like to pick up the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, it'll cost you in the region of 384,000 Naira, which is about $1,100. If you'd rather pick the Note 10 instead, that would cost you 330,000 Naira, which is about $950. They're quite expensive, but if you want the best of the best in the Android space, then this is the device for you. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, and if you loved it, please hit the subscribe button. If you have comments or any questions, you can leave them down in the comment section of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.